Greetings, champions! Welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I am Mars, and this is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a free-to-play officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy game from Codename Entertainment. On this partner stream, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer any questions you may have about the game. So, take my hand, champions. There's much to learn. Today is Wednesday, March 11th, 2020, and in this week's episode, we'll be talking about the latest character that's come to the game, Briv Steel Marrow, Half-Orc Paladin. We'll also take a look at Strix and Rosie, the returning champions from previous year's events for this event, and a little more special attention to Spurt, and of course the event itself, the Festival of Fools. Also, we'll be answering any questions you might have, of course. We'll discuss strategy and all that stuff. Okay, so cheers, let's get into it. As you can see, I've already unlocked Briv. And he's doing his best. Let me put some familiars out. So he's having a little bit of a better time here. I've almost got him up to level cap. I was rushing to try to unlock him and get him to level cap in some adventure just before the stream started. He's like one upgrade from achieving that purpose. Okay. We'll jump right into it. I want to basically cover what Briv's got going on, like talk about him, look through his bio, formation abilities, upgrades, all that stuff, feats, etc., gear. And then, once we've done that, we'll jump into a variant for the event. Also, I noticed somebody in the chat, while the countdown was going, managed to correctly guess what tea I had today. It is, in fact, Earl Grey hot. Okay. So. Briv. Briv, the chaotic good half-orc paladin. It took a few years, but we got a second half-orc. Woo! And what's even more cool about that is that Kron doesn't have to be lonely anymore. Like, they're not the same slot, they're different slots, and you could use Briv with a Kron formation. He's got 16 strength, so he qualifies for survival of the fittest. Anyway. Briv, half-orc paladin, chaotic good, a tank, healer, and support champion, triple role. Kind of like Grama and some other characters have 3 roles. Relentlessly brave, but markedly uncouth, Briv Steel Marrow is a stalwart champion of the weak, innocent, downtrodden, and oppressed. Centuries ago, a cabal of Netherese mages experimented on Briv's clan, gifting him with a magical metal inside his bones that he can pull through his skin and shape for attack or defense. Once a slaver, Briv sought atonement by joining the Order of the Lost Cause. I love that name. An elite group of knights that travel across Faerun, taking on quests that only fools would pursue. So, I can't help but assume that it's very purposeful why they put Briv as the latest character for Festival of Fools, given the whole point of the Order of the Lost Cause. He is a fool. Good-natured fool. Hello, everyone in the chat. How's my throat, Supply? Throat's doing great. Thank you for asking. Totally good now. All good. No worries. Just have to make sure that I don't burn it again. Hello, Big Bert, Spellerboss, Shodan, Wizwall, Orca Leader, Megiddo. Yeah. Who has seen any games? That would be Codename Entertainment Games. Game development studio up in Canada. Unfortunately, far away from me. Alright, let's take a look at Briv's upgrades. First, his core mechanic, Steel Bones. Whenever Briv comes under attack, metal shoots out of his pores and covers him in strong armor. While armored, Briv takes 10% less damage and gains stacks of steel bones whenever he's hit by an enemy attack. So, cool. Yeah, like an actual damage reduction mechanic. Neat. But it also gains him these stacks of steel bones, his resource. One of his resources, anyway. He has another, which is very fun. He's got some self-DPS upgrades. Looks like at the maximum it's 2.38 E 17%, which feels like a lot to me for a non-DPS character. Kind of like Sysaspia. Sysaspia had a lot too. Global DPS upgrade is also maxed out because we've got him up to max level here. Well, almost max level. It's 1.02 EO 5%. This is without gear, of course. Okay. Netherese Steel. Briv increases the damage of all champions behind him for 0.01%, which seems small, but it's per stack of steel bones that he's gained. And to give you an idea of, like, oh, I love seeing that pop up. Thank you so much, Codename Entertainment, as always, for the opportunity for doing this. Love you guys. Love this show. Love this game. Anyway, to give you an idea of how many stacks you might expect in a run, his achievement requires that you gain 250,000 stacks of steel bones in a single adventure, a single run. So that 0.01%, not really so small, considering how many stacks you might end up with. Okay. Unnatural Haste. So this is his speed mechanic, which is, as every speed mechanic is in the game so far, unique. They're all very different from each other. And there's been some conversation already in the community about like how we might expect to use Briv and his speed mechanic in actual practice. But anyway, let's just talk about what it is right now. Unnatural Haste. Briv has a, right now 0% because I don't have any stacks of steel bones, chance of sprinting forward quickly on steel springs after completing a new area, skipping the next area entirely. This action consumes 4% of his sprint stacks and requires at least 50 stacks to occur. When you reset an adventure, his remaining stacks of steel bones convert to stacks of sprint. So that'll be his second resource. So we don't have any on this playthrough because this is my very first time using Briv. Totally first time using him. He has ability upgrade for his Netherese Steel ability. Now, Healing Flow. I love this. Oh, he just ran away. Come back. Come back, Briv. Come back. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. He's got a pet flumph. It's adorable. Anybody seen the GIF that they made and put up on the blog release announcing Briv? You can see Briv like fist bumping his flumph companion. It's adorable. I love it. It's a flumph in battle armor. It's so good. Anyway. Healing Flow. Briv's pet flumph Flow appears next to Briv and telepathically stores healing power whenever Briv is hit. After 10 hits or 10 seconds, whichever comes first, Flow heals all champions in the party for 50% of the damage Briv took during that time. Which some people have been talking about, expecting that might get big. Really big healing. You know, that's coming right off of Sysaspia, also, like, very, very big healing. Healing is becoming, like, more and more prevalent in the game. Which makes me wonder why. Anyway. Mars, I need to know if it counts damage to his shield on him or just to his health to test it out. Okay, we'll definitely do that. Let me get through the rest of it. Oath of Heroism, this is your standard. I'm a tank and thus I share my health with the rest of the party ability. Tempered Steel, increasing the effect of his Netherese Steel ability. And then his ultimate attack, which is pretty cool. Netherese Explosion. Briv forces all of his remaining Netherese metal out of his body, shooting it out in an arc in front of him and damaging all enemies that it passes through. He then draws it all back into himself, dealing double damage to enemies that it hits on its way back. Let me take stuff off. I want some enemies to get up to Briv, so that we can see it hitting things. In the meantime, let's just look at his basic attack too. Mocking Cleave. Briv cleaves a random enemy with his greatsword, so not closest. It's a cleave and it's on random instead of on closest enemy, like say Minsk. Each enemy hit has a 20% chance of being taunted, switching its target to Briv, which means Briv could work in a multi-tank formation. Maybe. Alright, here we go. I'm going to use it now. Oh, that was cool! I like how they go out and then slow down and then come back. It's kind of Matrixy, you know? It's very nice. Actually, hold on. Let's just take a look at that again. Here's a trick that I talk about on the stream every now and then. If you... I'm just going to pick a random specialization. Use a respec potion. Ooh, look at that! His model actually changes! Ooh! I did not know that. That's a delightful surprise. Okay, let's use it again. Haha! That's so cool, I love it. It looks really good. Good job, Zini. Good job, artists. I like how that looks. Oh, Sean, I see you in the chat. You're not modding for me this time, Sean? Who is my mod today? But yeah, that ultimate attack looks really cool. Am I picking favorites? I mean... I feel like I must, right? I haven't met every member of C&E, so I must have favorites. Anyway, so his design looks cool. Like a very rough and tumble look to him. He's a proper knight and everything, a member of the Order of the Lost Cause or what have you. He's a good guy, chaotic good, but he's definitely got this like gruff, as it says, markedly uncouth, which I appreciate. I played a character that was similar to this drunken lout of a character who was fiercely good and lawful and like, well, maybe not lawful, but righteous, a good guy. But certainly markedly uncouth. So, reminds me of that guy. Really like that character. Okay, now that we've actually taken a look through all of Briv's stuff, let me think. Should we jump into a variant right now? Actually, first, since we're almost at level cap anyway, like some of these characters are at level cap, like Sentry here and Dreads, let's play around with formation a little bit here. See what we can do with Briv here. I want to see maybe what a Kron formation might look like. So I'm going to take Kron. Firebolt. Okay. And who do I want with Krond? Brunor. Let's put a familiar on them so I can move on. Yes, I'll take Donar. Not Grama, but I could take Spurt, which is good because I was using Spurt anyway and I like him. I'm wondering what DPS Briv will work best with. if any, in particular. Besides, you know, good old Zorbu. It's always fun when we get a new character and we immediately enter into this, at least brief phase of everyone trying to figure out, like, okay, what can we do with this person? Who do they work with? Who do they not work with? What's optimal? What isn't? But more important to me, what's fun? Oh, one thing that we haven't looked at yet, Briv specializations and, oh, also feats. Let's do that. I'll use a respec pot to look at his specializations. So we have 3 specialization choices for Briv. Metalborn, Tempered Steel, and Go with the Flow, which is a great name. Metalborn, with more efficient use of his metal reserves, Briv can sprint further on each run. A natural haste, his speed mechanic, uses 20% fewer sprint stacks whenever it procs, or triggers, 3.2% of stacks instead of 4% of stacks. So this would be his speed spec. If you're just using him for skipping stages for his speed mechanic, then you'll go with Metalborn. Tempered Steel, a lifetime of training, allows Briv to buff his companions even further, increasing the effect of his Nethery Steel ability by 100%. I imagine this might be the choice for doing deep pushing, like for just trying to go as far as you can with Briv. And then Go with the Flow. Briv's companion Flow heals the party a larger percentage of the damage Briv takes, increasing the effect of Briv's healing Flow ability by 50%. Certainly Metalborn for speed, but then Tempered Steel or Go with the Flow. I'm not sure which one would actually be better in the long run, because it gets to the point where you need healing or shields to survive long enough. If you say you're doing something like a Kroll-based formation pushing, because then you're just trying to survive long enough for the Traitor Plague Bomb to go off. Yeah. Metal formation. Yeah, I've thought about that. I thought about doing that for today's show, like Kroll, Archon, Warden, just any champions that make me think like, oh, that's so metal. You know what? Yeah, that could be fun. Like, sure, that could be fun. Let's try that. I'll put Archon out. Let me grab Kroll. Sorry, Krond. Who else is just metal? I mean, Barrowin's covered in metal, so maybe. Sentry! Ah, yeah. Good suggestion with Sentry. Sure, I'll take Pain. Who else is metal? Deacon in this skin, specifically. The Red Dragon Disciple skin is pretty metal to me, personally. You know, I'm not really a metal guy, typically. But I make some exceptions. I like Nightwish. That's like symphonic metal, right? And some other classic stuff like Metallica. Opera metal. Yeah. Nightwish is cool. I was introduced to Nightwish in college against my will. Okay. So you're already out there. Rockstar Jim? Rock and roll. It's adjacent to metal. Mind Flayer Hitch, though? Maybe? I mean, eating people's brains, that's pretty metal, right? Oh, Puent? But we can't do Puent with Briv, guys. I see a lot of people saying Puent in the chat, but we can't. We can't do that and keep Briv out. I'm sorry. That's just the way the dice fell for slots, I guess. I'm sure C&E anguishes over deciding which characters to put in which slots. I feel like if I were them, if I was involved in that discussion at all, then that would be like, just agonizing. Because it's like you have to choose, like, okay, whose day do we want to ruin? Because no matter what choice you make, someone's going to be unhappy, and that's just the nature of the beast. It's unfortunate, but it's true. My heart goes out to you, C&E, every time someone inevitably complains. Like, oh, I wish this champion had been in a different slot. I get it, but if you move them to another slot, then someone else would complain, and it would just keep going like that. Could you imagine if it was, like, separated out, all of them, individually? Like, oh, let me just scroll all the way over, like, your collections tab. Let me just scroll over to the character I want to put out. There's Neris. It would take so long. Everyone's now slot 1. Whew! It'd be a monumental undertaking at this point, I would assume, to have to, like, to try to rebalance the game if they had interest in changing how slots worked. Anyway, this is how it is. Oh, the collections tab can be done with a mouse wheel. Oh yeah. I forget about that because I open this so rarely these days. Most of the time I'm using this to look at everyone's stuff. I hardly ever use the collections tab anymore. Which slot did the new champ get on? Well, the new champion, Briv, the chaotic good half-orc paladin, is slot 5. Swaps with Calliope, Xander, Dadius, Keelik, Puent. Oh, let's take a look at his feats. I've only put 1 feat on him so far. But he's got your defaults for tanks, typically. Tanks and supports. You've got Selflessness. Mine allies needeth assistance. Tough. Ha! Defensive Duelist. Who needeth a shield? And then we've got 2 gem feats and 2 gold chest feats. Inspiring Leader. Half-orc champion leading the charge in glory. Resilient. Mine powers unmatched. Steel Marrow. Mine blood floweth with the strength of mine enemies. And calm under pressure. We hath dealt with worse. I think it's pretty cool. His Overwhelm started at 30. I gave him Defensive Duelist. I like putting Overwhelm feats on. So he's at 35 now. That's good. My Tyrol. Oh, let me take him into his wild shape. My Tyrol with his Calm Under Pressure plus 10 to Overwhelm is equal to Briv's plus 5 to Overwhelm. So, nice. That means with Briv's other feat, yes, his Calm Under Pressure, he can have 40 Overwhelm, which is a lot. I wonder if we'll ever see 50 Overwhelm on someone. Yes, this is the giant event, the infamous Frost Giant event, Festival of Fools. Barrowin gets to 50. Barrowin, the not actually a tank character, gets to 50. Okay. People often forget that, like, that Barrowin's a tank. I see people making that mistake in chat every now and then, assuming that Barrowin's a tank. To be fair, she looks like a tank. Like, just visually, I would assume that she's a tank, but she's technically not. Although she can pretend to be a tank, she does have Overwhelm feats. Alright, let's take a look at Briv's equipment here. Some of them anyway. Steadfast, increasing the damage of all champions. Owlbear steak. I love that he brought food with him. I'm wondering if you can field an entire formation of, like, champions that have food items or some food reference, like the Chef Donar skin, for example. We've got Ishii and her pocket soup. I wonder if you can get a whole formation out now. Steel Marrow armor, increasing his Netherese steel ability. I do not know how to pronounce this. Theordinarax. Theordinarax. Dragons always have fun names. Dragon Rider, check! Mine bucket list now lieth fallow. Increasing the effect of his unnatural haste ability. So that's the one you really want if you're interested in Briv as a speed mechanic character. You want to get that dragon and beef it up. Yeah, Theo for short. I am aware of that much, at least. I just don't know how to pronounce the full thing. You'll have a chance to, of course, see more of Briv in action if you haven't unlocked him yourself tomorrow on the official C&E stream. Say it with confidence and roll with it. Theodinarax! Well, sure, but the last time that I said stuff with confidence was saying Inrak for ever since his release, and then got corrected that it's actually Narak. So I suppose I'll say it with confidence until C&E corrects me. Which, by all means, please correct me. That is not a complaint. I want to be corrected. It's important to respect names, even fictitious names, because that's still someone's creation. Say it with confidence until the internet corrects you. Yeah. Okay, we finally have Briv up to his level cap here, and have for a while. I think we need, what, 925? Yeah, to get his other feat slot. Which might not happen on this run, but I'll have it by next week, of course. I think now that we're up to level cap, we've done what we could, have some fun. We've managed to go over all of Briv's stuff, looked at his ultimate. Oh, let's do it again, though. Oh no! I feel bad for the familiars now. It goes out exactly to where the field familiars are situated, like it's shredding them, and then comes back. Ah! Yikes. It would be just a terrible shame if we put Baby Spurt out there. Oh, no, not Spurt. Hey, Spurt! How long have you been alive? 11 days? Where's Briv? How long do kobolds generally live? 11 days! Alright, there you go. Yeah, I guess they're just all passing their dexterity saves. Oh, and speaking of the Spurt familiar, I mentioned this on the Twitter, but and last week, of course, because I was super excited about it. I picked it up myself. There is a new familiar. He's on the field right now. Baby Spurt. I did that joke last week already. Anyway, don't miss out your opportunity to pick up the Baby Spurt familiar pack. Comes with some stuff. You get a potion of polish. But more importantly, you get Baby Spurt, who's adorable. And you can you can also support an excellent charity. I see the F's in the chat for Spurt. That's funny. Yeah, you can support an excellent charity, Game to Grow. Until March 17th, all the net proceeds for purchasing the Baby Spurt Familiar Pack will be going to the Game to Grow organization, which is dedicated to the use of games of all kinds for therapeutic, educational, and community growth. Their therapeutic social skills groups help youth become more confident, creative, and socially capable through the intentional facilitation of customized, collaborative gaming experiences, such as Dungeons & Dragons. They specifically list that. I love this. I talked about this last week. I love this whole concept. I wish this had been a thing when I was growing up, because I feel like I most certainly would have been involved in this, or at least looking to see how I might become involved in this. Yeah, this is a great cause. Very happy to support this. I didn't even know that this existed before CNE did this partnership with them. Oh, cool, and they linked it in the chat. Awesome. So I'll also say thank you, CNE, for introducing me, and I'm sure many other players of your wonderful game, to this wonderful organization. I did not know it was a thing. Padawan Lance, you got Hitch in the sign-up email. Good. It's like day one, do that when you play the game. Get Hitch. Yeah, Hitch is in slot 8. Swaps with Delana. Yeah, you will need enough gold to unlock him. I don't remember how much that is off the top of my head. Okay. That's just me being OCD. I wanted everyone to be at level cap. Alright, let's just go ahead and end this. Okay, that's wrong. Alright. All that looks correct. But that's definitely wrong. Okay. That's not the right favor icon. Something happened there. Let's jump over to the event and play one of the variants. Or free play. Well, we're at least going to take a look at the variants, but let me ask you guys in the chat. You tell me what you want to see. Do you want to see of one of the variants? Or would you like to see me, like, I guess, crush a free play? Just, like, go as far and as fast as I can, try to, like, get my favor up. I generally do, like 1, maybe 2 runs to try to get huge favor. Oh, man. Okay. I feel like I'm definitely seeing the free play option and crushing it. Theory crafting, best formation, go further beyond. Thanks, Sean. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Alright, sure. Then we'll jump over there. And we will do a Briv free play. But before I start this, let's just look at the variants, which are all delightful. I love the sounds of these. So first we have a little perspective for 1,000 penance, the event tokens this time. Save the village from a foolish prank gone wrong while pixies shrink your champions. Pixies spawn at random in all non-boss areas. So this is like how I was saying last week that some adventures say that extra enemies spawn only in non-boss places, and then other adventures don't. Like, the Battery in the Goblin Halls doesn't say that, which is why I assume that they might show up in boss areas, but they do not. Anyway, when a pixie spawns, it shrinks a random champion by 33%, decreasing their damage done by 99%. This effect persists until the pixie causing it is killed. This effect can stack if multiple pixies target the same champion. That sounds delightful, if you ask me. Just watching people's size constantly shrink and grow. Like, Alice through the looking glass, Alice in Wonderland, like drinking the potions that change her size. Nerves of Steel for 2,500 tokens. Save the village from a foolish prank gone wrong while Briv tanks everything. Briv starts out in formation and cannot be moved, removed, or swapped out. Normal enemies move 10 times faster and attack 3 times faster. Bosses are unaffected. Hey, real quick, if enemies are moving 10 times faster and attacking 3 times faster, this variant is probably pretty good for farming any of those champion-specific achievements that have to do with tanking, shielding, healing, etc. So if you haven't earned those yet, like for Nayeli or Celeste or whatever, maybe consider using this variant to try to make some big gains on that. Put some speed potions on. And a delicious diversion, which we can't afford right now anyway. For 5,000 tokens, save the village from a foolish prank gone wrong while protecting your most valuable asset. A cart of tasty pies, baguettes, and other baked snacks takes up slots in the formation. The cart has 100 hit points. This is interesting. Ravenous crows and famished rats spawn randomly in each area. These additional creatures have 4 hit points of armored health. If, for whatever reason, the cart is smashed, you immediately lose the area and go back to the previous area. Oh boy. Oh boy. That, for whatever reason, concerns me. I'm wondering if there might be something else happening in this variant that they don't tell you about. Probably not, right? Probably not. Ooh, Christopher! I like what you're saying. A real challenge, Mars. Food cart, the food cart variant, delicious diversion, plus the all-food character run idea that I had a few minutes ago. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'm wondering about that too, NJ. If the cart can be healed or shielded. I doubt it. I'm also wondering if it has segmented health, or if it's just a single health bar of 100 hit points. Because then a lot of things could one-shot it. Like the giant. Oh, that'd be really good if there are cabbages in it. My cabbages! I hope the art has at least, like, 1 cabbage in there, just as a joke. Okay. Fool's Errand Briv. Let's do it. It's trying. It's trying so hard. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I will give you an example of what it looks like when I'm doing, like, my initial run of an event. Now, I want to clarify, like, right when we start, I did have to unlock Briv, so I did very quickly just run up to stage 50 and, like, grab Briv and get out. So I am starting with 514 favor in this event, instead of 0. But it's going to be pretty much the same. Alright. Here we go. I'm going to put on... sure, why not? I've got enough of them. I'm going to put on epic potions of all kinds, except health. Not yet, anyway. I may decide to do that if the giant gives me trouble. I'm going to put Regis and Spurt out here. I'm going to put Sentry out here. And I'm going to go ahead and put on 1 rare gold potion and 4 medium gold potions. 1 rare potion lasts for an hour, and 4 medium together last for an hour. So these are synced up now, just a couple seconds between them. How do I put them down so fast? Hold the F key on your keyboard, and it will bring up the familiar overlay UI, which shows you all the different placements that you can put your familiars. And then if you simply click in the different spots where you see the white boxes showing up, you can just instantly put your next available familiar in that spot. It's very nice when you have every familiar instead of having to drag them out one at a time. Okay, Okay, I won't take Briv just yet. It is very useful. Thank you, Zini, for putting that in. It was, much needed. Okay, we're gonna get Shandy out here. I'm just gonna take anything for Regis right now, just to get him leveled up. I don't really care about his specializations right now. I can always use one of my 200 respec pots to change his specializations later if I need to. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing in the chat right now. Talking about all the cabbage stuff again. It's good. I love Avatar. I never finished watching Korra. I only watched the first season of Korra. I should really go back and finish that sometime. I enjoyed it. Fond memories of watching the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender with some close friends in college. We would just get together and shotgun like an entire season in a day. It was fantastic. Definitely worth watching more Korra. Good to know. I know there's like spirit realm stuff, and oh man, I want to see that. That sounds great. Although I have other things on my plate right now. I've been watching some other shows. There's a show on Netflix called Kipo. It's really delightful. And it's got some, like, sort of Avatar, sort of Teen Titans art style vibes. It's really cool. Hello, Lyra. Yes, we did get the new guy. Check it out. This is Briv. Half-orc paladin, chaotic good. He's a cool guy. His whole thing is like doing better, being better, which resonates with me a lot. It's even in my Twitter bio. Yeah, like Briv used to be a slaver, but now he fights like the good fight. He's joined up with the Order of the Lost Cause, a group of knights that travels across Faerun, taking on quests that only fools would pursue. So I love that. I love him. He sounds great to me. Okay, instead of Sentry, I'm going to take Jarlaxle for his gold find, because we've got all these rogues on the field. His Master of Piracy gold find, yeah, is going to give us really good stuff here. So I have his slot for item for his gold find over level 1200, so that's pretty big. I don't care about Regis' specializations, I just want him leveled up to get him to his Bounty of the Hall effect from his Companions of the Hall ability. No! God! Death of One, please do not start that rumor. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, thank you, Death. Thank you. For anyone just tuning in, we are doing a free play in the event, Briv's free play, and the chat, when I asked them, showed a lot of interest in seeing what it would look like for me to just try to absolutely crush an event. And I'm going to want to go faster if I'm going to make it up to like high levels here. Okay, today's tea, Mars. Ah, yes. Earl Grey. No longer hot. Lukewarm at best. I like seeing the people in the chat echoing my sentiments about Kibo being very, very good. I actually need to sit down and watch some some episodes of Sailor Moon. I occasionally guest on a podcast, and we're going to be talking about Sailor Moon this next recording, so I gotta watch like a handful of episodes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, first one's down. Which podcast? Oh, you don't mind me saying so? Yeah, I'd love to help them advertise. It's led by a cool friend of mine, Tyler Crowley, who's like an animator, who's done stuff for Adult Swim and Comedy Central. He's a really cool guy. He's got this podcast called Destructo Discourse, like Destructo Disc Course. It's a Dragon Ball Z rewatch podcast. It's almost over. They do like 3 episodes per recording, and they've covered the entirety of Dragon Ball Z. And I've guested on like maybe 10 episodes. And it's been a blast. This weekend we're like doing a funny thing and doing Sailor Moon instead. Okay, let's get Wolfgar out. See, once I can get us up to like E27 gold, I'll be switching out some people in the formation to get more Companions of the Hall out on the field for their gold find bonus from Bounty of the Hall. Morkani is asking, what champion are people recommending for this event? So our options for this event are Strix, Rosie, and Briv. Strix is year 1, Rosie's year 2, Briv's year 3. Strix was a powerhouse character for the longest time. Like for over a year, Strix was one of, if not the top DPS champion in the game, and still like a decent support otherwise. She has since been dethroned, not because she's gotten any worse, but just because other characters have gotten better. It's just how it goes. That being said, Strix still has her place. She's still useful. She's still good. She's an excellent option when you can't use say Warden or anyone else in her slot. You've got Dragonbait, very powerful. Averin, who is you know, the best support in the game right now. Averin's buffs just completely blow away everything else in the game at the moment, in my experience. Anyway, other options, Rosie. Rosie from the Acquisitions Incorporated C team, the like Shadow Monk, the Way of Shadow Monk, needs help. She has some niche use cases with her ability to deflect incoming ranged attacks. That can be useful in certain variants, especially if you're like few on tanks and there's many ranged enemies to deal with. But if I were any of you out there, I would go with Briv. I would 100% focus on Briv for this event. Unlock Strix, unlock Rosie, but focus on Briv. And that's exactly where my mind was, Garwar. Those beholders. Like when you're deep into the Waterdeep campaign and you're fighting just waves and waves of tiny beholders that are just constantly shooting magic lasers at you. Oh my gosh. Rosie can be helpful for that. So she has places where she's good. Just don't expect that you'll be using her, like, everywhere all the time. Not when she shares her slot with the best tank in the game. One of the better supports in the game. Wolfgar for Companions of the Hall. Sure. Yeah, there is, like, cooldown to be considered. Yeah, give it a shot, NJ. Like, that's where the real fun of the game comes in. I'm gonna get up on my soapbox here for a minute. Play the game how you want. I was talking about this on the Discord earlier. If what you want is to play optimally, then play optimally. Otherwise, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to me. Just enjoy the game. Have fun. And if fun for you is using Rosie, or anyone else, even if it's not optimal, then do it. Go for it. And take pride in yourself for choosing it. For choosing fun. I like what Giant Dwarf says there. Yeah, obey your fun. That's good. Oh, we're gonna get Azaka in here. I just had to get up on my soapbox for a minute. We just didn't have enough gold to get Azaka out yet. And I don't want to drop her in just yet. I need her to get her Guiding Hand ability first. To increase her gold find. Then I'll put her in. Oh, Suppley, you got a feat from my code today? That's awesome! That's fantastic. I have not redeemed my own code. Let me do that real quick. This week, we have... when you go on a jog and you sweat a lot, it can make you really smelly, which would be really embarrassing if you then later that day had a meeting with Hideo Baba. So jogs reek Baba. That's the best I got. I'm sorry, that's a bad one this week. That's a bad one. Alright. Nothing special this time. Can we get a shiny from 6 silver chests? No. Well, has to happen sometimes. Oh, Baba Yaga. Ooh. Yeah, that's very nice. No triple shiny this week, yeah. Unfortunately. Sean never flipped the switch to put my good RNG back on. I shouldn't have boasted so much last week. That's a joke. Sean doesn't actually have a switch for that, I think. Not really sure. If anyone else gets anything good from my chest, please say so. I like knowing what you guys get from the chest. You got your gold feet. Oh, fantastic. Do I have my gold feats on? I love this. I love that Jarlaxle has multiple. Ugh. Sean giveth and Sean taketh away. Epic Sword for Minsk. Hey, nice! Fantastic, Brendan. Enjoy that. Minsk is a very good DPS. Like, among the top DPS, in my opinion. Especially if you utilize his favorite enemy specialization choice intelligently. Aw, thank you, AMT. That's really nice of you to say. I'm glad that you're here for the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you who come out to my stream each week. Even if it's just to say hi, even if you don't have any questions or you need to learn anything, even if it's just to hang out. Like, I really appreciate you. Thank you. But if anyone does have any questions, then please ask away. Boop, 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 die. Hey, we didn't lose anyone that time. Fantastic. I'm going to put familiars out, roaming the ultimate bar. I'll keep one on Spurt. Actually, I'll use Spurt for Spurt's ultimate. 1000 Daggers asks, is there a way to buy more than one gold chest each time with gems? No! I wish there was. It's one at a time. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, really? Hey, Sean, thanks for turning that back on. It never stops. It's only when I stream, I swear. This never happens when I'm off, when I'm not streaming. Oh my gosh. Ah, that's fantastic. Actually, let me just pop Zorbu over real quick so I can just put that on so I don't forget about that. That's amazing. That is like straight up his best feat. Ah! Wow. No one would believe me if you all didn't see it live. That's amazing. I'm so sorry, Sean. I wish this was an everyday stream, Dana Wolf. Oh yes, thank you, Azaka's not in my formation. She should have her guiding hand now. She does. Okay, good. Who do I want to swap? Xander. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. And let's move some people around. It eventually gets to the point where I don't need a gold formation out anymore. I just need to switch to an optimal DPS formation, and then they will just plateau for, I don't know, 100 stages or something. But then the gold will start coming in again. It's just getting enough gold so that I can put out my optimal DPS formation, whatever that's going to end up being. I haven't designed one for this yet. And have them sufficiently leveled up. We're almost to the point of switching out some people for Companions of the Hall. Like, I already have Catti-brie and Wolfgar out here. I already have Regis and Drizzt out here, so really the only one I have left to do is Bruenor. But I don't really want to give up my speed bonus from enemies spawning fast with Deacon just yet. How much better is Jarlaxle than Paulton for Gold Find? So it's going to depend on item levels, and it's going to depend on gear, ultimately. But using just myself, for an example, Jarlaxle is currently increasing my Gold Find by a total of 1.75 EO4%, which is a lot. Whereas Paulton, for me, increasing for each champion adjacent to them. That's the best position I can put him in. 3 adjacents, and take Luck of the Vistani to increase his gold find further. And he's got a gold find feat on him. Okay. And this is giving me a total of 463.9%. So, you know, there's a difference. There's a bit of a difference. But Paulton buffs the party, like as in buffs your damage, whereas Jarlaxle does not. So if you're not using Jarlaxle as your DPS, then Jarlaxle's not really doing you any favors unless you're using him specifically for Gold Find. Levels are important too, yes. As you upgrade the character, like both Jarlaxle and Paulton, their Gold Find will increase. But it's important to note that like my Jarlaxle has crazy item levels. Like everything's over 1,000. Well, except for slot 6. You don't need slot 6 to be over 1,000. Item level cap and all. Yes, I also have many rogues and drow on the field to increase Jarlaxle's Gold Find. There's an item level cap for certain items. Not all of them. Far from all of them. Typically, cooldown reduction has a level cap. And then, very rarely, other items may as well. Like, I think Ishii has another cap. Yeah, it's generally slot 6, as Giant Dwarf says. What is my Gold Find item level on Jarlaxle? My Gold Find item level is... Come on. 1,000... I'm sorry. Yeah, 1,230. I was looking at the bonus there at first, which giving a bonus of 1,627%. Yeah, Ishii slot 5 and 6. That's what I thought. Thank you, Jad. This will probably go to maybe, I don't know, 300 or so before I have to switch over to an optimal formation, maybe. Also, I should just arrange this better. Oh, who do I want to put where? Let's do you here, and sure. Actually, no, this would be better. This would be better. Wolfgar in front, yeah. Deacon's placement doesn't matter. Spurts does. Okay. That's good enough for now. Time to start saving my formations. Yeah, I suppose this is my Gold Find formation. For now, until I make one better. Like Brunor instead of Deacon, for example. I have a question for you guys. Something that I thought about in the Discord earlier today. What is a recent accomplishment in the game that you are proud of? What have you done that you want to like stand up and say like, I did this thing? Tell us. Share with us. Whatever it is, I'll be proud of you. Speller Bass, you cleared 500. Very nice. Hikuin got Dragon Bait. That's hard. Like, I did that on stream using a Delana formation, and that was hard. Wizalot unlocked both patrons. Jad, you got every feat. Yeah. Unlocked Azaka. 300 for the first time. 400. Now more Dragon Bait. Almost finished Tiamat Blessings. Oh. Yeah. This is good stuff. I like seeing like what other players are happy and excited about and like proud of, you know? I feel like that's good feedback. Like, what are your personal milestones that you've been working toward that you finally cleared? Congratulations, everyone who's chiming in about this. Reaching E125 gold? What? I haven't even done that. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Nearly unlocked Dragon Bait without potions. Nice. Just one more boss cycle left. Oh, hey, real quick. Anyone having trouble unlocking Dragon Bait or doing Soriel's Resolve on a patron variant? If you're having trouble dealing with Vajra and her resurrections and embeefenings, getting stronger and then wiping your formation with a single meteor storm, okay, hear me out. Remember how I've stated, even earlier on this episode, that you can use a specialization potion to reset your ultimate cooldown? Do it on Kroll. And just blast Valindra down to nothing. Immediately. Just throw out Kroll ultimates until she's gone. Yes, that takes up your potions of specialization to do, but if she's really giving you a hard time and you can't handle it otherwise, yeah, try that method, because that's what I did. I could not for the life of me take down stage 500 Valindra on Mert's Soriel's Resolve until I realized, oh wait, I can just spam Kroll's ultimate at the cost of very rare potions. Really, these shouldn't be labeled as uncommon. They're more like epic level in quality. I mean, in rarity, it feels like. You just unlocked Strix Whistle-Lot. Fantastic. I like Strix's ultimate. Not even necessarily for what it does, but for its animations. Like, she summons her owlbear waffles, and that's adorable. Big old cuddly beefy owlbear. Cute. Thank you everyone who answered my question, chimed in to say like what they're accomplishing in the game. My big thing, if I can share with everyone real quick, is 100% completion on Mert. 100%. Like, Soriel's Resolve was one of the last ones that I did. Finally finished Mert. I got a little bit further to go on Vajra. Very different people. But 100% on Mert. I did like a dozen of them yesterday. That was hard. Well, you're ahead of me, Port. I don't have any chest for Briv yet. Congratulations. Which ones are the hardest for me? Oh, Feigned Weakness. Ugh. Feigned Weakness. Soriel's Resolve. Wagon Train. Wagon Train was brutal. On the Hunt. Ugh. That's rough. Killer Mist was fine, actually. Once I just, like, focused on healing and shielding, I think. It was fine. Exactly what Garwar's saying, like, Rosie. I was saying earlier about how Rosie has these, like, niche use cases where she really comes through. That's exactly one of them. Mert's Feigned Weakness, Rosie. Just deflecting beholder rays all day. It's very useful. It's the only reason I was able to survive that one. And I had to reset the final boss fight many, many times. Like 20 times. But eventually, it just focused on Rosie the whole time and wasted its time so that I could chunk it down with ultimates. Of course, any of these things will get easier over time as more champions are released and level caps raised and balance patches come out for things. We're still looking forward to Year 1 Part 2 update for many champions. But until then, I can only speak for what is currently in the game. And for what is currently in the game, Mert's Feigned Weakness, you want Rosie. So pick her up. Even if you don't gear her up, just pick her up so you can use her in that. Oh! See, and he's saying that Dylan did Tale of Two Champions, which is a variant in the Descent into Avernus campaign, Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, the 4th permanent campaign that was added somewhat recently, using just Krull and Ayla. Debuff duo. I did Krull and Archon. It seemed fitting, you know? Since it is Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, and they show up, like, in that storyline. Spoilers! Sorry. But it felt fitting to do that. Plus, it is a strong combination. Yeah, you can't use Ayla and Mert. I wish. It'd solve a lot of problems. Wait. Can you? Yeah, she's neutral. Okay. I always, like, gut reaction, assume that Ayla is good aligned, but no, neutral. Okay, we are getting to the point where we're no longer, like, instantly chewing through bosses with this Epic Fire Breath potion. So now I'm going to have to start moving people around for more optimal DPS. And I think I'm going to, as an added challenge, I'm required to use Briv. I'm going to try that. What are we up to so far? 1.59 E10 favor. Cool. So we're working with 514 favor. That's just from unlocking Briv. I just picked up Briv and immediately got out so that I could use him for the stream. So it's almost like having 0 favor. It's like E2 favor. Ah, D&D Beyond is on. Fantastic. Thank you, Orca. Let's go ahead and grab that chest. Oh no, it's the Frost Giant 300. Yeah! Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get the chest. Thank you, Orca, for putting that in the chat for me. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Ah. Thank you, Orca, for correcting it, too. Fantastic. What do we get? Nothing. That's okay. It's still item levels. And consumables. All of which are good. It's nice that, like, bottom line, no chest is ever wasted. Even, like, the worst RNG for a silver chest, giving you, like, just gold, and 1 common item, that's still 1 item level for someone. Strictly speaking, bottom line, no chest is ever wasted. And that's nice. I feel like it certainly could have been that way. So I'm glad that it's not. Oh boy, there's a... C&E just asked a bomb of a question there. If you could choose the C&E stream chest, what would you choose? I feel like a lot of people are going to say gold supply chest. Or, like a specific event champion. Yeah, probably one of the two. What would I say? Whatever it is, use Mars's luck. Oh, some people are saying silver event chests, so that, like, for hunting down commons that they're missing, I guess. That makes sense. I do the same. Really appreciate that we can get silver event chests from time gates now. I cleared up to stage 685 in a spurt time gate just earlier today. It was kind of my way of celebrating the baby spurt familiar again. And as a reminder, that like promotion, charity sponsorship partnership thing, that's going on until March 17th. So get a familiar, baby spurt, adorable, and support an excellent cause while you do it. Those are the things that I always go out of my way to pick up. Whenever C&E does one of the charity packs, I always get the charity pack. Hey C&E, can we get the spurt coloring sheet? Like, is that actually available yet for people, like, online or anything? Or is that still just only at conventions? Because it cute. It very cute. I like that someone tweeted out that they, like, did that art on, like, glass. I think it was like a glass door or window or something. It looked very nice. It is online. Excellent. Yeah, please share that with us. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch people around now. I need a second tank up here with Wolfgar anyway, so what's up, Briv? Welcome to the party. We're gonna put you to work. I'm gonna take Tempered... Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna take Go with the Flow. I can always respec him if I need to. Okay, and you're gonna be Brunor now. Uh-oh. Might have a problem here. Jarlaxle has cursed my game, apparently. Yikes. Well, I suppose... Oh, look, a new cutscene! I suppose I'm gonna have to restart my game. Yeah. This doesn't seem like it's changing. I can't even send in a ticket right now because that... Whoa, wait a second. That option is available. Interesting. Whoa. Okay. So... Interesting. Everything's still here. Can I go back an area? I will try. Arrow keys aren't working. Here's my potion. I'm glad that I have the potions here so that I can kind of, like, orient myself. Okay. Well, actually, Garwar, I restart my game just before the stream every time to avoid stuff like this. I've literally never seen this happen before. This is my first time seeing this. I'm gonna have to restart my game. I'm sorry, guys. This will just take me a minute. It happens. It's out of my control. I'm going to pop back over to the intro screen for a minute so I can close my game and reopen it, and I'll be right back. Yeah, take a minute, guys. I'll be right back with more Idle Champions Briv time. Podcast. Jarlaxle After Dark. No, I do not want to listen to that podcast. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. I'm doing the music until it comes back on. Ba, 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 bum, bum. All right. It's trying. Working on that offline progress now. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Hey, it's the Festival of Fools! Did you know that? Having survived a long, dark, cold winter, Festival of Fools participants don brightly colored and garishly patterned clothing and dance in the streets like court jesters, each competing with the others to see who can pull off the most foolish yet generally harmless pranks. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I wonder. Alright. Let's try this again. Not gonna want Jarlaxle anymore. Let me take Averin. I'll take good and sturdy mirrors. You want a good sturdy mirror, if you're gonna choose any mirrors at all. Catch you later, Chad. See you on the Discord, buddy. Okay, we'll keep Azaka out for now. In my opinion, sturdy mirrors is better because you want the mirrors to stay out for as long as possible. And for choosing which alignment specialization for mirrors, you want, you want it to land on your DPS for one. So whatever alignment your DPS is, really. Or whatever alignment is most represented in your team. I typically choose good because I'm typically using Zorbu. We should probably just go ahead and switch to Zorbu, thinking about it. I'll take lead the pack. Use Averin's ult for the boss. Okay. Okay, we can do that. Just needed to come off cooldown by the time we get there, and it should. Let me switch over to Tyrell for Wild Shape. He is my best tank. And let me switch over to Ayla instead of Drizzt. Take that Stormbreaker. I'm going to want Krull instead of Shandy now. I'll take Pain. Okay. Oh, nope, not Naeli. I want Grama. Yes, good. Yeah, I'll take Arctic. Because I want Briv in front. We're using Briv. Spotlighting him on the stream today. I can always respect a Stormcaller if I need to, Hikuin. No worries. And I'll take Donar. Why not? Oh, 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 oh! Woo! The littlest giant. Oh, alright, he's back to normal. I'm glad I didn't miss that chance. It's like the only way you get to see the Frost Giant's face is to use Averin's ultimate. We couldn't see the Frost Giant's face for so long until Averin existed. Or you just, you know, got a hold of the image file somehow. Not sure if I want to use Walnut or not. She could be useful for dealing with the Storm Giant. So I'm just going to keep her leveled up in case. And I'm going to keep Stogie leveled up. I'll take Key Overflow. Okay. Let's put some familiars back on roaming. Yeah, Baby Spurt, you can do whatever you want. Alright. Now, this should, hopefully, well, once I move people around to where they're actually supposed to be. Oh, okay, we'll do this, and this, and this, and this is fine. The rest of these don't really matter. I'll just put the two turtles together. Turtles. Okay, that's good enough. And let me go ahead and save this formation to slot 2. Okay. Yeah, you want lead the pack on Zorbu if you're not farming kills. If you're farming kills, you take his rightmost spec. But if you're looking at using like his damage for its like optimal performance, you want left spec. So long as he has enough kills, which is a very small number, really. It's like a ridiculously small number of kills for middle spec to be optimal. You almost always want left or right, depending on what you're doing. I'm still wondering if there's some secret trick to Baby Spurt that we just haven't found yet. Like some, I don't know, special animation or something. Like, because that precedent exists. If there wasn't a familiar that did that, I wouldn't be thinking about it. Okay. TRV John Tax asking if I can share my Zorbu kills. Certainly. So my Zorbu is up to basically 8 E4 humanoid kills, 1.2 E5 beast, 3.9 E4 undead, and about 5,000 drow. As you can see, I haven't fought many drow. I did that earlier today, Jam Man. I sang Baby Spurt. And last week, too. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sini. I think about it every time I use them. Baby Spurt. I did try that, clicking on 11 times, but let me do it again. That's 11. If anybody finds something, please tell the community. Or tell me, and I'll tell the community. Either way, I just want to know. So this is looking pretty good. I like the look of this formation. Once we're at level cap, I might switch Donar over to Korth. But otherwise, this is probably the formation I want. Because I don't yet know if Briv is landing like squarely in my optimal formations yet or not. I don't know if I want to do what I normally do for a 2-tank line, which is, instead of using Brunor, to use Turiel, so that everyone's forced to fight Tyrell. But for now, I'll keep with Tyrell and Briv and keep Brunor out under Zorbu. But Baby Spurt on actual Spurt and click 11 times, we can try that. Alright. Alright, that's definitely more than 11. And we got nothing. Unfortunate. Tyrell and Gromma. Oh yeah, Gromma with a mountain spec. Strong choice. My Gromma just dies much faster than my Tyrell does. If I'm not doing something else to keep her alive, like using Calliope or something. So I typically use Gromma for Arctic spec and not tanking. What do you guys think you're expecting to see here as far as this run goes? What do you think I'm going to wall at? I've got an idea in my head. Like 600s. It's that Frost Giant. The Frost Giant has put the fear in me. If it weren't for the Frost Giant, yeah, I think we could hit 700 just fine. Respec Kroll. Wait, you want me to switch him to his Trader spec? I usually use Trader, but I'm just trying out Pain this time. I'll get close to 500 and then do an Azaka farm. We could do that. Using the respec pots for Tyrell. Okay. Sean asks, this is wild. I don't think CNE's ever actually asked me a question on stream before. Neat. Mars, what specs are you using for everyone? I need them. You got it, Sean. So, another fun thing about respec pots, just like with blacksmithing contracts, how you can preview everyone's item levels without actually having to use the blacksmith contract, you can do the same with potions of specialization. You can look at all of the specializations you've chosen, and it'll even tell you what they are if you hover over the icons. Okay, so in my formation, I'm only going to talk about the ones I'm currently using. Brunor, with his Shield Master, and I'm making sure to keep him within 2 steps of my tank line. Also, we have Donar out, and I'm taking everyone cool out. His Oh Yeah spec is better for single targets, but cool out is better for general progression, dealing with mobs of enemies. But I'm probably going to end up switching him out for Korth, or even Celeste, or even Regis later on. But for now, I'm keeping him on everyone cool out. Grama with Circle of the Arctic, because she is not in my tank line. If she was my tank, I'd be picking Mountain, but because I'm only using her for support, I'm taking Arctic. I never take Swamp. Swamp's for DPS. We also have Briv out, and I'm using Go with the Flow because I'm kind of feeling unsure about Briv's survivability right now, just because this is literally my first time using him in an actual run, doing a deep push here. So, and then we are using Kroll with his Plague Focus for Pain. Now, I've seen people say that you want to choose Pain for pushing deep, but it's just, it can be more time consuming, I guess, because Trader will not trigger as often. I think that's how that works. Catti-Bree's in the zone. When Catti-Bree gets a critical hit, her attack cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds for 10 seconds. I'm honestly not sure what the best choice is for Catti-Bree. I just typically take this one. I'm using Ayla's Stormbreaker, which increases the length of her stun, which I'm hoping for that, for helping us against the Frost Giant. Most of the time I take Stormcaller just to get her lightning out faster, but I feel like Stormbreaker might be the smarter option for dealing with the boss of this adventure specifically. That guy hurts. Tyrell Wild Shape, because Tyrell's the best tank in the game. Averin's set to good, because our DPS is Zorbu, and I have a lot of other good line champs in the formation. And Sturdy Mirrors, increasing the duration of his mirrors, because you want them out as long as possible. And then Zorbu, I've taken Lead the Pack, which is pretty much his DPS choice for specialization. If you're farming, you take the right side spec, but if you're not farming, if you want to optimally use all of those farm skills that you've gained over time, then you take the left spec. And that should do it for you. It's also important to note that I've got crazy high item levels and a huge achievement bonus and all of the blessings. So I'm looking at 5,711% total increase from achievements, I have literally every blessing in every campaign, so I've got like all the globals helping me out here. And then, of course, also patron perks. I have every global perk for Mert, and almost all of them for Vajra, which are helping me too. How many achievements am I missing now? I am at 347 out of 362. So, 15? Wow. Not many. Dareweep. Which champion should I focus on farming for this event if I'm new? Briv. Unlock Strix, unlock Rosie, unlock Briv, and then focus Briv. And good luck. Yes, I was looking at my specializations menu there by going into my inventory and using a potion of specialization. It asks you to choose a champion and then to confirm your choice. But if you simply stop at this menu, Sean? What are you doing, Sean? Making me restart my game again. It's only been 7 minutes. Well, I'll be right back. Oh, you saved my state. Okay, cool. Just give me a minute, please. Restarting the game. Gotta get the game back up and get it past the loading screen because it shows my user ID. That's why I'm doing this. So that my account information doesn't get made public. Ba, 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 ba. Now OBS just has to recognize that I'm playing Idle Champions. And we're good. Cool. Welcome back, Idle Champions. Okay. Oh, you're looking at the black screen thing. Great. Good luck. I hope you figure it out. I've never seen that one before. Glacier, what's the stream about today? Well, I'll show you how to restart the game. Yeah. But, like, real answer for anyone joining us late, we got 20 minutes left. We are going over the Festival of Fools event. I'll talk more about Strix and Rosie next time. Today, this time, we're focusing on the brand new character, Briv. And we're using Briv, trying to use him to his fullest extent here in a deep push with barely any favor at all in the event. People in the chat, I asked if they wanted to see me do a variant or to just crush a free play and see how far I can go, and they opted for the latter. So that's what we're doing, and using Briv while we're at it. With 20 minutes left, and we're just trying to get through deeper into the adventure here. I'm expecting somewhere in the 600s. I may not be able to reach that live on stream, sorry. But I'll make sure to post pictures to the Discord and maybe tweet it out later. Ooh! Okay, we are damaging it. Good, 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 good. Excellent. I was worried there for a second. Anyway, with 20 minutes left, does anyone have any questions? Any other topics that they'd like to discuss today? And if you weren't here earlier, if you've accomplished something in your game recently that you're proud of, please share with us. I'd like to know. Why are kobolds the best? Because they're lovably evil. They're crafty. It's like cheering for the underdog, because they're small and weak, but very smart when it comes to trap making. And they have powerful allies. I feel like the widespread love of kobolds is well-deserved. Steven, which is better for Averin, evil for Kroll, or good for everyone else? I would choose good. I've got mostly good characters out here, and my DPS is good. So I would go with good, personally. This isn't a really awesome formation for Averin. Can't get a lot of adjacencies for him here. Hildesine. Alright, Mars, here's a question. What's the meaning of life? Are we alone in the universe? What is the state of consciousness that we perceive? Alright, now, Hildesine, you mean that as a joke, but I majored in philosophy and religion in college, so don't get me started. I will talk about that all day. But this is an Idle Champion stream, so I won't. Catch me on the Discord in the dungeon sometime, though, I guess, if you actually want to talk to me about that. In 10 words or less, Mars. Oh, you people know. That brevity is a weakness of mine. I am long-winded and many-worded. That was difficult. Oh, Cini asking, why do I still have my Christmas decorations with Krampus Kroll? Because the horns! The horns! They're so cool! Look at them! I want this skin minus the beard, the lights. Basically, just give me the horns. Just give me the horns on Kroll. Because they look so good! They're so cool! Who's my favorite philosopher? Oh boy. Must I choose a favorite? Is it cheating to say Socrates? Because that's just such a generic answer. Or I don't know. Can I go with like the 7 sages? Like early stuff? Yeah, early Plato, yeah. I mean, the bookcase back here, the entire lower shelf is just all philosophy books. It's actually hidden. You can't see it because there's stuff in front of it, but the lowest shelf here is just philosophy books. Kant, Hume, Aquinas, Descartes. I don't know, I can't pick one. I actually don't have any Nietzsche books at all. I think I've read, like, one work of Nietzsche. Those aren't champions? Yeah. But they could be, right? Can we get a philosopher champion? Ooh, can we get Mars in the game and have him be a philosopher? Yeah, come on, Cini. I'm supposed to be talking about Idle Champions here. Stop asking me about philosophy. You're gonna get me in trouble with you. Mortoned. Oh, did I miss you asking this earlier? I apologize if I missed it. It's really hard to keep up with all the questions. But no, I do not mind you asking again at all. Do I always do the challenges and get 100% free play weekly limit for both patrons? Or what does it depend on? I strive to get all of my weekly stuff for patrons done. If you look over at my Mert right now, you'll see that I've done all these challenges. Vajra, I'm almost done. So I do try to complete all of my challenges and all of my free play currency if I have time for it. I don't always have time for it. But I completely ignored patrons for months when they first rolled out. It was only like January that I started like really diving into patron stuff. And that's okay. I know like FOMO, right? The feeling of missing out is rampant. It's a hot topic. It's being discussed like in online forums all over the place. All the time. And it's a very real thing. I get it too. But you can't let that control you. On some level, you have to let go because you have to realize, like, you can't do everything. You're going to miss out on stuff. So, when I chose to ignore patrons for a while, that was in the interest of breaking me out of that mentality of assuming that I needed to do everything. Because it was a lot of work. Idle Champions is an awesome game, and I love it so very, 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 very much. It is a large time investment. And, like, I've got other things in my life. It's important to have that balance of things in your life. Between the things that you must do and the things that you enjoy doing. And sometimes those things align, and that's wonderful. Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't. But, yes, I try to get all of my chores for mom and dad done every week. Vajra and Mert. So that I can get my allowance. And then immediately spend my allowance by paying them to give me other things. Yeah. I'm at the point now where I've gotten all of the special stuff from the patron shops, so I just immediately pick up the gold chest for the patrons with my leftover currency. I get the time gate piece and then gold chest, and that's it. This is getting too real. Oh, I'm sorry. And that's me. I try to keep it real, Gar. It's difficult for me to just turn my brain off and just enjoy a thing. On some level, I'm always thinking about, like, deeper aspects of it. Like, this is a game, and I love it! I do. Very passionate about Idle Champions. But it doesn't stop there, you know? Like, when I got on my soapbox earlier, saying about, like, how it's important to play the game how you enjoy to play the game. And try not to get caught up in comparing yourself against other players. There was a discussion on the Discord, either early this week or last week? One of them? It was recently, where someone even like, messaged me that they were worried that they upset me with the comment that they made about like my account being like basically too powerful to really be helpful for showing other people, like being the guiding hand and all. I'll play other accounts. I've done it before. You check out my my gearless stuff. There's a whole Imgur album chronicling playing through the entire game without any items whatsoever. Nothing, literally nothing, empty gear on every single character, with the ultimate goal of unlocking Azaka. And I did it in 3 months. From start to finish, 3 months. It was hard. But it was a lot of fun. I try to keep everything in perspective by playing through new player experiences. Well, Cini, if you want to know, I think the last time I counted, I have 7 accounts. Most of them I completely ignore. My gearless account is still in a century free play from Feast of the Moon. I haven't touched it in a long time. This is my main account. if there's any doubt in anyone's mind. Nothing else I've played even comes close to this one. Probably my total hours across all my other accounts combined is like 1,000. Nothing compared to this. Yeah, we've got a little less than 10 minutes left in the show this week. So, any other questions? Oh, Hikuin asked when I scrolled up here, before stream ends, what would be your optimal formation for this event, Briv or otherwise? Oh boy. Okay. Your formation shape is going to differ depending on which free play you're in, or variant, or whatever. Or if you have specific characters they're being forced to use. So, I'll just say generically. You want Averin, best buffer in the game, even ungeared. You want Krull. Krull is unfairly strong with the Plague stacks. Tyrell's one of the best tanks in the game. And Zorbu's still, like, the best DPS. So how you position them. Oh, and, like, any debuffers, Ayla, Grama. Oh, which free play you should run. Ah. Okay. Well then, let me take a look at the free play shapes real quick. Go back to my campaign map. And just take a look at them. They are all 2 tank formations. I'd do this one. I think if gut reaction, if I had to pick one, I'd go with this one. You can get a lot of adjacencies here in this spot. You have 4 adjacencies here, which matters for some people. Oh, Rosie's has 5 though. That could be really good. You'd get more Regis, like number of people in the same column for Regis's buff if you did this, but that puts your DPS like very far away from your tank line, which could be good for if you're using Turiel, or if you're using Delna DPS, that could be good. But probably Rosie. Yeah. If you don't use Tyrell for Wild Shape, then Tyrell Moonbeam would be very good here. Honestly, Tyrell Moonbeam is fantastic for any of these. Avoid Briv, just avoid it. I don't know, I think it's fine. I mean, look, we're past 500 without breaking a sweat. I'll probably get to 600. Maybe 650. Whichever you decide to focus on for playing through this event, I wish you the best of luck. I wish you all luck with unlocking Strix, Rosie, Briv, and gearing them up. Briv is pretty cool. He's doing his job. He hasn't died once, while I've been watching anyway. Even pulling people off of Tyrell to attack him with that one ability of his. What is that called again? Where's that? Oh, no. It's his, not an ability, it's his basic attack. Yeah. Love that we're getting more and more champions. Have you noticed this trend? We're getting more and more champions with very unique effects on their basic attacks. Like Sasaspia. That was a weird one. Briv has a taunt on his basic attack, which is cool. It reminds me of the good old days when Naeli Devotion Spec had a taunt. The inverse Turiel I suppose. So Saspia is awesome. Unfortunately, my item levels for Bruenor are enormous. So I wonder if Saspia will ever be optimal for me. And besides, I just like using Bruenor. There's something just really classic to me about using Bruenor. Like, despite everything, through it all, I still use Bruenor. The guy I started with, Tutorial Dwarf, still using Bruenor. There's something, I don't know, comforting about that. What is my Briv up to, anyway? 380 steel bone stacks. 381, okay. Well, I am going to need some more if I want to get 250,000 in a single adventure. Yeah, Tutorial Dwarf. A friend of mine who started the game, doesn't play it anymore, could never remember the names of characters, and so referred to Bruenor as Tutorial Dwarf, and that kind of stuck with me. I'm not sure if I'll be showing off how to get Briv's achievement on stream, because I think that one's just going to boil down to put him out, like, max level, go to an early stage where he's not killing things, but the enemies aren't killing him, maybe put some healers and shielders out, and then times 10 speed and ignore it for, like, hours. I feel like that would be poison for a stream. So, good luck everyone doing that. Maybe there'll be a guide for it put up on Discord or Reddit or something. Nightmare asks, does his Netherese keep count after a reset? No. No, I don't think Netherese Steel is a permanent upgrade mechanic. I think it's just his Steel Bones converts to sprint stacks for your next run. Start it up and go to the Gearless account. Oh. I'd have to talk to C&E first about playing my Gearless account versus my main account. Does Briv buff 1 or 2 rows behind him? Briv increased the damage of all champions behind him. So that's everybody. Which, honestly, is refreshing. So many tanks are limited to distance with their buffs, but Briv is not, it seems. Which, I think, could be very interesting. Turiel, Briv, Delana. Maybe we finally have another link in the Delana DPS formula, perhaps. Well, Evelyn does do that, sure, Gar, but, of course, Krull exists, Shandy exists. It's hard to make a case for using Evelyn these days. Even though her construct skin is so cool. So good. I love that she uses a sword there. Yeah, as Christopher is saying, thanks for the stream, it is that time. So, champions, thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Mars Guiding Hand. Cheers. Hope to see you all next time. Good luck with your event, with your Festival of Fools. Get Strix, get Rosie, get Briv, gear up Briv. Focus on Briv. I will post the results of this run of mine, like the optimal formation, if it changes, anything like that, the results, all that. I'll post all that stuff later. Go enjoy the D&D Beyond stream. And tune in tomorrow for C&E's official stream. You can see more of Briv and catch out? Sure. Check out and catch out. Catch out the interview with Adam Bradford. Okay. Bye. Look sharp! Oh boy.